So I've spent millions in labor and materials building shipping container homes. I've made mistakes building container homes that have cost me thousands, and I've discovered hacks building container homes that have saved me thousands. And through my experiences, I've developed a process for building container homes that saves me over $100,000 per year. So this is exactly what we implement in our business, right? So we do over 7 figures per year in container construction. So you can imagine we're buying a lot of materials. We're spending a lot of money on labor. We've been doing this for 7 years. And as a result, we've started to learn ways to save money, areas where we can really save costs. And ultimately, I've been able to start to see a pattern for people that are looking to do their own build, how they could do it in a way to really save money. Now, we sell container homes. I understand there's an audience of people out there that are looking for a built container home. They don't want to DIY their build, right? And so that's why our business exists doing the builds. But I also recognize there's a whole lot of people out there that would be down to do a DIY build. So, there's really two ways you can do this. Number one is choosing to be an owner builder, AKA you're being a DIYer. Right off the bat, by doing that, you're going to save probably 40% on your construction costs, depending on the type of build, right? If it's like a smaller 20-foot or 40-foot container, that means you're now absorbing the labor. You might be doing most of the labor, or you might just be managing that process while other people are performing the labor. And then number two is having the right system. It doesn't help you to do a DIY project and not have the right system or steps or processes to take to accomplish it, because ultimately that's just going to lead to issues, right? So I put a little bit of an example down there. It's the trilemma. You guys have probably heard this. You can have any two of these things, but you can't have all three. And that's fast, cheap, and quality, right? So you can hire a builder and you can get your container home done fast and with great quality, but it's not going to be cheap. Now you can be an owner builder and you can have the wrong system. And if you do that, you can basically get it done for cheap. But now, because you didn't have the right system, it might take you longer because you're still trying to figure out each and every step and how you're doing it and what it needs and what's the best material for this part of the build. And ultimately, there's a risk that now you might make the mistakes, right? And ultimately, that affects quality, right? You might have thought, oh, I'm going to get a used container because I'm going to save $500, not realizing in hindsight, man, I probably just should have coughed up the extra money and got myself a new one. Or I'm going to use bat foam insulation because it's really affordable, not realizing, man, I really should have used the spray foam insulation because now I have a risk of maybe the condensation being in the walls and things like that. So the last thing I put here, is you do it as an owner builder with the right system. That's an ideal approach in terms of how to save money. And if you do that, it can be done faster because now you can incorporate things like outsourcing your container to a third-party vendor that's going to do all your modifications for you. They're going to paint the exterior for you. They're going to do all your framing. Maybe they give you a great price on electrical. Heck, they could even install doors and windows. Like they can get it pretty far for you. And if your county is really relaxed, maybe they'll do your spray foam, right? So all of that can save you a tremendous amount of time. Now you can get it done cheaper because you know the right things that you need to get. You don't need to do things twice. And ultimately, you'll get higher quality as well, because you're not making some of those mistakes.